Hello from New Zealand. I'm actually sitting in the luxury of this super glamorous camper van we've been living in for the last 3 weeks here in New Zealand. And it's been quite difficult to film, so that's why I'm combining weeks 10 through 14 of my pregnancy in one video. We're going to talk about all things to do with travel. I've been traveling the entire time I've been pregnant up to this point, and I wanted to answer some questions that I've been getting in regards to travel and what that's like being pregnant and how to keep up with your prenatal care and doctor's appointments and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. So in this week's episode of Mrs. Dempsey's Diaries, I'm going to go through and recap my first trimester and talk about a little bit what I'm looking forward to in the second trimester. And the main focus is going to be me answering some questions I've been getting. Some people have been sending in some questions about traveling and pregnancy, and I just want to be sure to go through and answer all those questions I've been getting. So let's get to it. So the first trimester. I can't believe it was just 10 weeks ago that we were finding out we were pregnant. It's just so wild. Since that point, we have done so much. We have traveled to 3 different countries since finding out we were pregnant. Since I last spoke with you guys, I was 9 weeks pregnant, and now at this point I'm 14 weeks pregnant. So I have been experiencing nausea up until about last week. The nausea's finally cleared and I'm starting to get a bit of energy back. Definitely still taking advantage of all my nap time with Jeremiah being the one driving the camper van. But it's been such a blessing. Update on baby's size. The baby, according to my app, is the size of a navel orange. So if you think about that, it's about the size of my fist, which is crazy. The main purpose of this video was to go through some questions I've been receiving. I've been getting a lot of messages in regard to traveling while being pregnant and how we're handling all of that. So I wanted to go through and answer all of your guys' questions. So, travel question number 1. Can you travel internationally while pregnant? You certainly can. We have been traveling for the last couple months knowing that I've been pregnant. But this kind of ties into question number 2. Before I get going on question number 2, definitely if you're pregnant and thinking about traveling internationally, consult with your doctor first. I know that there is definitely some time in the first trimester and some time in the third trimester where doctors may be a little bit more weary about you flying. So be sure to check with your doctors before you plan out any trips. But question number 2, what about countries with the Zika virus? So this is a huge concern that Jeremiah and I had when we found out we were pregnant. We actually had a long list of confirmed trips to destinations that have had the Zika virus in the past. So we had to reroute our entire plans for that month-long period, and we went to Australia for a month instead of going to those other countries that had the Zika virus. So definitely something you want to check on the CDC website. They keep it pretty up to date. So if you guys are pregnant and looking to travel internationally, definitely check out the CDC website. They give you some great information, and there's actually a map that's color coded so you can see where the infected areas are, if there's an outbreak or if there has been Zika in the past or there's absolutely no Zika whatsoever in that country. So Australia and New Zealand are both safe zones, by the way. Question number 3. How do you keep up with doctor's appointments overseas? Great question. So typically within the first trimester or the first bit of pregnancy, you should be going to the doctor about once a month to get a checkup. So what we did is we found out I was pregnant at 4 weeks. So we took an at-home pregnancy test, and then we went into the doctor in Taiwan, which is where we were at, just to confirm the pregnancy and kind of get a game plan going. If you guys haven't seen that live pregnancy test video, definitely click out of this video and go check that out and then come back. It's a really fun video, and it's our live true reactions to us finding out we were pregnant. It's really exciting. But back to doctor's appointments. So we saw the doctor at 4 weeks, and keeping up with that once per month checkup, when we went to Australia, I set up a doctor's appointment with another OBGYN specialist, and we saw the doctor at about 8 weeks just to make sure everything was going on, and so on and so forth. So I've just been looking up OBGYN specialists in the countries we've been going to align with those checkups that I needed to take. And then once we decide where we're going, which is coming soon, to have the baby, we will be working on getting a midwife. We have chosen to go the midwife route. So we'll be looking at some different midwives and going through some interviews to set that up so that we can get some more concrete appointments in place. So that's really exciting. To tag on to the doctor's appointments while we're overseas, some people were asking about insurance. There's not a lot of travel insurances that will cover pregnancy while you're abroad, so definitely something to check into. We have just been paying for our appointments out of pocket. We've only had a couple up until this point, so it hasn't been too unreasonable, but definitely something to look into if you guys are looking to travel while you're pregnant. Okay, final question. What are your plans for baby Dempsey's arrival? So great question. We are still finalizing all of our plans. So TBD, we are going to be going the midwife route. So we're looking into various midwives in the destination where we're going to be having the baby. More to come on that soon. And we're just kind of trying to finalize all these plans. So there's a lot to nail down. And we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop when we do figure all that out. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell so that you guys can get updates when I have done a new video. Again, new videos go out every Monday, and be sure to tune in each week so you guys can follow along on my pregnancy journey. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.